Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dutch Pig Farmer series here on Klein Friesland. So, let's take a quick look at the farm and then we need to get on with the work. So, we've got a pig shed in front of us that holds 500 pigs. And then we have 250 pigs in both of these sheds over here. So our total capacity could be 1,000 pigs. And I think that is going to be what the challenge is going to be. So we are going to start off with 2 pigs. We have a male and a female, and we are going to get ourselves all the way up to 1,000 pigs. So we own the BGA. We own a couple of fields over here. We've got a field of sorghum, field of corn. We've got a grass field over here, bit of a grass field here. We've got a field that was cotton here, and then we've got a field of what is currently wheat at the moment. So we need to go and check the moisture and see if we can start the harvest. So as we get our first unload out of the combine, let's take a quick look at some of the settings that we've got going on. So we've got a €250,000 euro loan. We've got £100,000 in the bank. We are on hard difficulty. We'll sort the time out in a bit. 3-day months, seasonal growth on, snow on, all this sort of, no, everything else apart from stones. Visuals only for disaster. We don't need any of that rubbish going on. And everything else is set as I would normally do. We have the realistic livestock mod in. So we've got 80% chance of accidents. They're going to eat 150% more food, so that'll be a bit more of a challenge. The animals can be removed. They can have accidents, die, or animals, or pigs, and everything else is just sort of set as I think it's going to be for the realistic weather. So with all of that said, let me just show you properly what we've got going on. So we've got our little farm down here with a bit of a grass field that I said. This field here will be something else. I think we've got that down to be canola at some point. Got a field of corn, field of sorghum. This is going to be our root crop field and our grain field up here. So all the constituent parts we need to feed the pigs at some point. Not quite just yet, but we will get there in the end. So 5,600 litres, which is not a bad shout. Don't want to get wet feet. I do love the fact that we've got stubble destruction on the map. Now, let's crack on. So, the whole sort of idea really is to shorter episodes just focusing on one task, rather than trying to do too much in one go. So we'll get this field harvested today, get the grain in the silo back at the farm, and then what we'll do is we might bale it, we will see. But yeah, that's the sort of idea that we're going for. So I'm going to crack on, do a bit more, and I'll catch up with you shortly. So on the third headland, and what we'll probably do is just take another pass off at the bottom down here, and then we should be good for having enough space to turn this lovely model of a combine round. You'll notice as we go back to the farm and we start to go through the series that I've gone for slightly older, not all of the equipment, but the tractors definitely, and some of the implements just to try something a bit different. I'm always going for the sort of, you know, the fence and all that sort of stuff. So we've got you'll have seen we've got the stire over there. We've got a Valtra. We have got an old Fendt. We've got a tiny little Fendt. We've got an old Fiat. So yeah, just trying to mix it up a little bit, and yeah, give some different kit a bit of a go whilst we get the chance. So I'm recording this the day after the map released. You may or may not know, the map passed testing first time. I'm sure it's happened before, but fair play to Marnux for that achievement. It is an achievement. You know, I think I've said it to him on Discord. You know, that's testament to his diligence in not only making the map but testing it, making sure that everything is spot on before submitting it. Really, you know, it's pretty darn good, I have to say. So we're gonna go this side, so if we get full we can drop the auger out and get unloaded. There we go. So it's been it's been a week, not in a bad way, to be fair. It's been actually quite a calm week this week. Last Friday, however, was amazing but stressful. So I've mentioned in a Rotterdam video a while ago now, that my daughter's prom, my eldest daughter's prom, was coming along, and I've sorted that it was my job to sort the car out. So we did that, and I thought to myself, I should clean my car, because I thought I was going to have to pick her up. Turns out her friend picked her up, whatever. So yeah, I was there cleaning my car, and my phone rang. Okay, didn't recognise the number, but whatever. It was the chauffeur, and so I'd ordered a Jaguar XJL, so the sort of limo-y type ones, and he says there's a problem. There's a problem with the Jag. At which point my heart sank. You know, this is sort of 2 o'clock, 2:30 on the Friday, due to be picked up at 5:30, 5:45. And yeah, my heart sank. And he says, yeah, it just won't start, won't turn over, won't do anything. So we're going to upgrade you to a Maserati. Is that okay? Yeah. So it was a Quattroporte in like a pearl white with like the flick in the paint, flick in the paint, whatever you want to call it. And wow, it looked good. She is not a car person at all, but she was very impressed. So all's well that ends well, to be fair. And it was, you know, to be fair, the customer service was fantastic, because once I'd finished cleaning the car and I'd had the conversation with the chauffeur, I had a WhatsApp message from the company, and it was, you know, I'm trying to call you, and I assume it was the manager of the business. You know, he says, I've been trying to reach you for hours, and the signal where I am is horrendous at the best of times. And he says, you know, he explained, and he was like, we're trying to check, you know, didn't want to turn up in a different car, and he says, is it alright? I says, yeah, it's fantastic, you know. Yeah, so I couldn't fault them at all. They were on time, smartly dressed, you know, the whole sort of, as you'd expect, opened the doors for them, and yeah, they were dead chuffed. So that was really, really good. But yeah, it was that sort of heart-stopping moment where you think, this is all going to go wrong. You know, it was the last piece of the sort of jigsaw to drop into place. She'd got her dress, shoes, bag, you know, all the hair and makeup was planned and everything. I thought, oh, please don't let it be the one thing that I've got to sort that goes wrong. But no, in the end, it was all very, very good. So 15,000 litres of wheat in the silo. I think it was 15,000 litres. Wasn't really paying attention. Too busy talking to you lot. So it's not yielding too badly. I guess we could have put it straight into the pig pen, but we've already got about, I think, 18 or 16,000 litres in there from some pig food that I bought just to start them off. So with all that said and done, I will crack on, do a bit more, and we'll catch up shortly. The last run down the field, and I'm not going to call it a strip of shame because, well, just the header wasn't quite wide enough. Let's just put it that way. We might not fit it all in. Saying that, yeah, could be close, but yeah, either way we got space in the trailer. But yeah, this is a decent combine, this is. I think it's going to suit us. It'd be interesting how we get on with the corn, because yeah, that might take us a while, a few unloads, but we do have everything. Excellent. So header up, combine off, auger out. There we go. And just see the shadow. Right. Yeah, we have got a bigger trailer, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. And I do want to start, sort of, as we go through, paying more attention to the sort of moisture levels, because it will help with the yield. It will help. But that's for another time. So we're going to need to bale this, get it mulched, limed if we need to, and then see about putting another crop in. But what I think we'll do, we'll get unloaded, we'll take this back to the yard, I'll have a quick drive around, show you some of the equipment, and then we might call it a day. Well, as we pull round into the yard, you'll see on the right we've got our Fiat, we've got our planter, we've got a Crone round baler, and a Bredel lime and fert spreader. There's the two pig sties, pastures, barns, 250 in both, well, in each of those, so 500 total. If we head round this way, we've got our drill, rollers, we've got the fent, we've got the sprayer, hardy setup, and I'm going to have to jump out and have a look at this tractor, because I can never remember the name of it. Schluter. But it makes me laugh. I like this one. If you, it doesn't look like a very comfortable driving position, but it's actually a really good tractor, so we can ignore that for now. And then, so yeah, we got that lot there. 500 pigs in here. There's one of them, looking very forlorn. Tanker, slurry spreader in the background there. We've got the animal trailer, water trailer, corn header, bigger trailer, plough. We've got the Valtra there with the front loader on, and yeah, that's the setup that we're running. We've got the straw, silo thingy there, our grain silo here. But there we go. So that is it, really. I mean, it's going to be cool. I think, you know, we're gonna be a bit of a struggle. We've got to get the loan paid down and get ourselves up to 1,000 pigs. So we're gonna have to work out a way to make some money somehow. But yeah, I've quite enjoyed that. So I'm going to rescue the combine, start getting the baling done, and yeah, I will catch you all in the next episode. Thank you all very, very much for watching. Big, massive thanks to the YouTube channel members and the patrons. and I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care.